Hello everybody, this is Marjorie. Look at me today. I look like something for the Lion King, don't I? Hi, mama, oh, that's over funny. Now, this is quite a coincidence because, well, I was going to tell you today about my, my posh neighbour Filomena. Anyway, she appears the other day and she says, Marjorie, I'm going to audition for the Amateur Society's production of Anita. Would you accompany me? Because I'm quite nervous and I've not done it before. Now, I'm thinking she's going to go and audition for, like the chorus and like the back row of the chorus, or just, something kind of nondescript. But no, she wants to audition for the lead role of Anita. And I says, Filomena, you're not too old. You're not too old, hen, to play Anita. Because, well, Anita goes from being like, 13 to like 40 something. Because, she died young, didn't she, Anita? That was awfully sad. And she says, well, I'm quite nimble. I'm quite nimble on my feet. And I says, well, that's one thing, Filomena, but can you sing? Because does Anita no sing? And she said, well, I saw the film with Madonna, and I wouldn't particularly say Madonna was a singer. And I says, she's done no bad for herself, has she? She's done no bad for not being a singer. Oh, well. So she says, she says, oh, I've always wanted to act, Marjorie, and this, I think, could be my big moment. I says, right, fair enough, Filomena. Act. I mean, I think she's got more chance of acting the goat, but, as you know, I'm a people person, and I'm out there to support all my friends, and I says, right, Filomena, let's take you to the Anita audition and see what happened. Now, what are you going to wear? She says, I'm going to wear something, white and sparkly, for the balcony scene. I says, right, that's lovely. And I says, now, what about accent? What about, the personality? And, have you done your research? Because, because they say, see when you watch a documentary or you watch something on Parkinson's, well, Parkinson's not on anyway, but when the Parkinson's on, when the actors are on, they always say you have to do your homework. You do your research about the character. Where's she fae, this Anita? And she says, I've read she's from Argentina. And I went, Argentina? Now, what way is Argentina? That's kind of that way, turn left at the lights, down at the high street. I says, is that anywhere near Peru? And she says, I don't think it's anywhere near Peru, Marjorie. And I says, well, if it's anywhere near Peru, that's where Paddington came from. Paddington Bear with all the honey and the honey. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of Winnie the Pooh. What did the Paddington have? Marmalade. Marmalade and honey. Same thing. Anyway, so I thought it was Paddington. So I said to her, why don't you dress up as a wee bear? Why don't you have a wee bear in a wee suitcase? And she says no. She was going to wear the white sparkly dress, right? So we're on our way. We're on our way to the audition, right? She's famous in her sparkly frock. Did we not get stopped by the police? Oh my God. The police, no. So, I mean, I rolled down the window, right? And the police officer looks down at me and I went, what's new? Buenos Aires. And he's like, do you know why I've stopped you, madam? And I says, I've got no idea, but as you can see, we're on our right in audition. This woman here is going to play Anita. She's going to audition for Anita at the town hall for the local amateur dramatic society. And he looked at Filomena, right, and he says, is she not too old to play Anita? I says, right, we've had this discussion, right? She wants to do it. Let her do it. I mean, she could drop dead in the street the next day. Just let bygone be the pillar. So he says, right, I've stopped you because you're going down a one-way street. I says, one-way street? Well, I was only going the one way. What's your problem? So he says, right, I'll let you off this time. And I says, all right, okay. So we gets there, right? We gets to the town hall. Oh, my God. I says, Filomena, look at all the folk. I mean, there was hundreds of folk, absolutely hundreds of folk to audition. I say hundreds. I'm maybe exaggerating a wee bit. Maybe there wasn't hundreds. There was about 8. Right, so there's 8 folk, right? 8 women auditioning for Anita. And I mean, they're on their 20s and 30s. And here's Filomena. Like the old age pensioner version of Anita, Anita many years later going wrong. Anyway, so I walks in, I sees all these folk, and I turns to Filomena and I says, oh, Filomena, oh, what a circus. You get it? Oh, what a circus. And anyway, so this wee man came in, right, this wee man with a clipboard came in and says, right, the auditions for the leading role of Anita will take place shortly, but we're going to audition the Waynes first. for Santa Evita. I turned to Fame and I said, I didn't know this. I didn't know this musical was set at Christmas time. Now, I mean, I had told her to dress up as Paddington, you know, Paddington Bear with the marmalade sandwiches and the wee suitcase. And I said, if I'd kept this was set at Christmas, Femi, I would have said you should have dressed up as an elf. So anyway, she says, well, I'm not dressed up as an elf. I'm dressed up in my sparkly frock. There was no elves in the film. I says, oh, maybe you fell asleep at that bit. Maybe there was elves. Maybe there was a Santa. Maybe there was a Santa and a Christmas tree and the elves. I still think there was a Paddington Bear because I'm still convinced that Argentina's near Peru, but she'll not be having it. She'll not be having it. Geography wasn't my strong point, mind you, so I can't swear on the Bible on the oath. Praise me. Anyway, so she does that, right? She's all ready. She's standing there in her sparkly folks. She's first up, right? Famy's first up. The wee man with the clipboard says, you're on next. So she was all excited. She was as happy as a lollipop woman with a sausage supper. So in she goes. Horrendous, oh dear. It wasn't a very good audition at all, no. So she was like, So the director shouts up, do you want to try for the mistress? And, you know, he says, she sings another suitcase in another corridor room upstairs next door. And I says, I tell you, you should have brought a suitcase, Femi. If you dressed up as Paddington Bear, you'd have had a suitcase and that could have been your role. The only thing was, I thought, if she's too old to play Anita, she's going to be too old to play the mistress, you know? I know, what age is Anita going to be if she's the mistress? And Anita will need to come down for the balcony in a stellar chairlift. So anyway, it says, I post my head out the wings, right? Because I was standing in the wings. I was standing in the wings giving Femi support, going, on yourself, Femi! So I turned my head right round to the director and I say, excuse me, is she suitable to play the mistress? I mean, how old is the mistress supposed to be? You know, what's the man? With the man hair on? I says, is the mistress one of the cookers? And he says, oh, maybe she's not right for that anyway. So she was all defrazzled, right? So we're sitting in the motor and she's greeting. Oh, she was awfully sad. So we're driving home. And I says, oh, it could be worse. You're in the chorus, at least you're in the show. But she wanted to play Anita. Anyway, I'm driving along and I says, Femi, don't cry for me, Filomena.